What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Atlantic Files, the number one podcast on the number one division in the NBA. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube, you subscribe to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, everywhere you get your podcasts. We are on there at the Atlantic Files and Basketball Society. Make sure you drop a like, a comment, give us a rating. Love to hear your guys' thoughts.
Come on. Do it. Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it. Do it.
I'd say the main person I want to highlight here is RJ Barrett. So, in the last 5 games, he finally seems to start stepping it up in terms of his shooting percentages and his scoring all around. So, I just want to touch on what he's been doing. So, last year, his rookie year, in the 56 games he played, he shot 40% from the floor and 32% from three. His effective field goal percentage was only 44.5, and he only shot 61% from the free throw line. Still put up 14 points, 5 rebounds, almost 3 assists a game. I mean, he's going to put up a lot of the counting stats because he was given the ball a lot. He played 30.4 minutes a game, and, you know, with the Knicks where they are, they're going to be developing their younger guys. So, obviously, he was getting every chance and opportunity to really cash in and be the best he could be. The shooting percentages didn't really follow that. They weren't the best they could be. But in all fairness, if we go back to his college days, now he did shoot 45.4% from the floor, but only 30% from three and 66.5% from the free throw line when he was at Duke. 45% from the floor, that's perfectly fine, especially for a wing. That is a perfectly good percentage from the floor. Obviously, with Duke, you know, with Zion on the other side as his teammate, he's going to get a lot of more open looks as well than he would on the Knicks, where there's not that many people you really have to worry about. When you watch too, most of his shots were coming from, like, you know, mid-range, elbow extended, in the paint, dunks, floaters, layups. All of those have been really good for RJ Barrett, but when it comes to shooting from the outside, not so great. Like I said, he shot 30% from three, so out of those 237 threes he attempted in college, he only made 73 of them. It sounds a little bit worse when you actually hear the exact numbers about it instead of just the percentage. But that pretty much translated because in his rookie year, shot 32% from three. Now let's talk about what he's been doing overall this season. In the 16 games so far that they've played this season, he's shooting 40.8, so 0.6% better from the floor. However, he's shooting 23.5% from three, and the bad part is he's averaging almost one more three-pointer attempt per game. So he's shooting more, making less, which is obviously a recipe for disaster. His 2-point percentage has gone up. His effective field goal percentage, though, has gone down from 44.5 to 43.9, and at least he's getting to the free throw line a little bit more, and he's shooting it a little bit better from the free throw line at 75.3%. Average-wise, 17.8 points, 7.3 rebounds, 3.5 assists. So average-wise, still doing very well. He is playing about 37 minutes a game, which is kind of understandable with it being Tibbs as the head coach. And he's actually, lessened the turnovers per game too. So now we look at that. So let's look at the last 5 games that he played because he's been on fire lately. He has shot 51.4% from the floor, 38.9% from three, 86.7% from the free throw line, all the way to an average of 21.8 points, 6.4 rebounds, and 3.6 assists a game with a plus-minus of plus 11.8. That's just in the last 5 games. Now, Obviously, 5-game sample. However, that is a very promising 5-game stretch from RJ Barrett, especially with it still being early on in the season. We all know also that a lot of sophomores tend to get that sophomore slump, but if he's breaking through a barrier and if he's improving on those really poor percentages, there is reason for excitement in New York. The other thing is, I think that, seeing this success in this second season with the Knicks, where he saw, just a lot of dark days in his rookie year, I think is also something that will build someone's confidence. You're seeing the team win more games. I feel like at this point last year, the Knicks might have won like 3 games. They're 500 right now. At one point, they were above 500 too. And that's only going to be a positive because it gets you, you're happier that you're winning more games. You're more excited because you have a chance in games. And it's not just led by guys jacking up a whole bunch of shots. It's led by the defense, which, like I said, is number 1 in the NBA. So the crazy thing to me about RJ Barrett, though, is he looks comfortable shooting the ball. It's not some crazy shooting form like Lonzo Ball or Ben Simmons or any of those guys. It's not some crazy hitch in his shot or anything. He looks comfortable. The form looks decent. He steps into his shot. He still looks confident taking threes and everything. They just aren't going in. The one thing I think that he really needs to work on, other than obviously just shooting, is that it looks to me at a lot of times that he moves better off the ball than he does with the ball. Personally, I think RJ Barrett will definitely be an all-star. Some people think differently. You guys let us know. Let us know in the comments if RJ Barrett will be an all-star or not.